Zoom at one point was the stock during COVID. When you remember, everybody and their mothers wanted to be like, oh my God, where's the Zoom stock going to be going to? Is it going to go to this? Should I buy some of the stock? Well, Zoom cuts DEI-focused team as corporate America retreats on diversity initiatives. And by the way, this is not a story from Fox Business. It's a story from Bloomberg. Even Bloomberg had to write this because of how much of a hot mess this has turned into with this DEI, costing all these companies a bunch of money. So let's talk about this. Zoom Video Communications, Inc. has disbanded its teams dedicated to diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives amidst recent layoffs, opting to engage external consultants for a broader approach to inclusion, with Chief Operating Officer Aparna Bawa noting Zoom needed to change its approach to DEI, as revealed in a memo, while reaffirming the company's commitment to DEI endeavors. This move reflects a wider trend of corporate America scaling back on diversity initiatives in the face of conservative scrutiny, with companies like Pfizer, BlackRock revising their policies, and Tesla removing the language supporting minority workers from regulatory filings, driving by criticism from prominent figures, including Elon Musk and investors like Bill Ackman, amid a contentious debate surrounding the effectiveness of DEI strategies. First of all, Bill Ackman is not a conservative. This is not a conservative scrutiny. This is called common sense scrutiny. It doesn't make any sense. Rob, what is the one that you have here? Tesla chief, billionaire Mark Cuban has spoken out supporting it. The Supreme Court's decision to ban affirmative action from college admissions emboldened the conservative group to lodge complaints against dozens of complaints, including American Airlines, Macy's, McDonald's. Proof is in the pudding, and more companies are starting to realize this was a bad idea. Tom, thoughts on this?
It is an amazing thing when public companies that have to file quarterly reports and show earnings and show progress suddenly sit back and go, maybe we just want to do this based on merit, and kind of close your eyes during an interview and just ask people and interview them and find out if they know how to do the job, find out through references if they did a good job at their last job. I don't care if they're a 4'5" Martian. If they can do the job, let them do the job. Merit has never gone away. It's been there, but it's been just covered up by this whole DEI movement. And this was a political movement that gained steam, and it doesn't work. And it doesn't matter that the Supreme Court ruling only was talking about colleges, and they got their problems. We saw the hearing in front of the Congress and how that
Cuban is still defending it, though.
You've still got islands, and I call Cuban's like the rock in the stream. He's the guy, the rock's sticking up in the middle of the stream. The water's going by. He doesn't seem to care, and it didn't work. And he's trying to make his point, and he's trying to do all that. And you still have those things, but there is common sense is coming back. If you know how to do your job, you're good at doing your job, then I don't care who you are, what you look like. Don't impose it on other people. Just do your damn job. We've got an earnings report. And I think the common sense is coming back, but it's being led, Pat, by the winds of capitalism blowing toward merit and ability and accountability.
And you can't erase the sins of the past by implementing sins today. That's something that we need to take note of.
That's a t-shirt.
Thank you, buddy.
I like that.
I think, we can acknowledge what happened in America prior to 1964 and say, all right, we definitely had some systematic stuff that needed to be addressed. Why do I say 1964? Because that's the year the Civil Rights Act basically came out, okay? 1964, landmark civil rights case, basically said that it prohibits, and I'll read it word for word here, prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. It prohibits it. That is systematic. You talk about systematic racism. That stopped in 1964. Vinny talks about all the time. You can't erase racism. People are going to be whites are going to be racist, blacks are going to be racist, Asian people, Latino, people are going to be people. But systematically, there's nothing in place mandating this. So DEI is basically trying to reverse the patriarchy. Who's the patriarchy? White men that started the country. Oh, you mean white men like George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, people that basically started our country? Yeah, those guys. Yeah, no big deal about those guys. But the whole conversation that DEI is the exact opposite of this, because this is basically saying prohibiting discrimination. This is encouraging discrimination on the basis of race, color, religion, sex. It's just encouraging not hiring straight white men.
Yep.
And Tom,
you're screwed.
You're screwed, buddy. So let's just go back to what this Civil Rights Act was for and start living that kind of life. And based on meritocracy. You're absolutely right.
Well, listen, more and more of these stories come out, more and more validates, common sense prevails. But for a few years, dumb ideals fool tens of millions of people until common sense people who are relentless. So last time on Tuesday, we announced anybody that buys the Future Looks Bright hats and the gear, and we said we want 1 million people wearing this gear during these strange times. We want people walking around saying, hey, I believe future looks bright, and getting the reaction from other people when you wear that shirt. At the end of today's podcast, we'll be taking a raffle. We have everyone's orders. We'll take a raffle. 2 people will win a ticket, $750 to come to the Vol Conference. We'll be announcing that at the end of the podcast. And on top of that, today, we have some stuff that we haven't given away. We're continuing this. We sold out of a couple of our hats, by the way, on Tuesday. Instantly, 3 hats sold out. But anybody that buys any of these gears, Rob, can we show this on the camera so people can see it? Pick any one of these hats and one of the Future Looks Bright shirts. Okay, go a little lower. You got the purple one. You got the white one. Pick any of these trucker hats for some of you guys that want the Valuetainment logo with U.S. flag next to it. We also got the PBD podcast hat there as well. You pick the black or white Future Looks Bright hat. Choose any of these combination hat and a shirt. You do. Next week, what we're doing is we'll be giving away one of the Ryan Garcia signed gloves, a Trevor Bauer signed ball, and 5 signed Choose Your Enemies Wisely live next Tuesday at the end of the podcast.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.